Hey everybody, what's going on? KSA Kris here, the Real Estate Blitz, and just want to do a quick video because I just got off the phone with a buddy of mine, Corey, at Cardone, and he is working with a client right now that's having a little bit of a challenge with basically Cardone University. So let me tell you first, what is Cardone University? Cardone University is something that Grant Cardone puts out. I don't know if you've gone to his website, definitely go check it out, but it's sales training. And we started researching Cardone University about 6 months ago. It's probably been longer, as an option to bring in-house to our team outside of the other real estate based training. One of the big things that I deeply believe that we took on as a culture here on our team is we are in sales. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're helping people buy or sell homes, if you're helping people buy or sell cars, if you're selling oranges, if you're selling caffeine drinks, whatever it is, everything is based on sales. Okay, people that are hiring you to sell a house specifically, they're hiring you to sell their house. I think where a lot of real estate agents go wrong is that they're focused on hugging people and smiling and being friendly, which is part of sales, but they're so focused on being that, and they're falling into these myths that this real estate sales is completely different, that they don't actually work or hone their skills as a salesperson. That's why we were researching Cardone University, and as we did it, we reached out to the team at Grant Cardone, Corey being our representative, and it has been a major game changer. I would say it's doubled our business since we've started Cardone University. And what they did, they took the products that Grant Cardone already has, and then they basically shaped it into a package that we created that was called KSA University, which is fantastic. It's for our team. I'm doing the same thing, and I'm creating it with Blitz University, which is at cost I'm going to be giving out to people for this very reason, along with my attention for real estate sales, because we're in sales. So Corey just got off the phone with me, and he says, "Hey Chris, I'm working with this client. He's in real estate. He just got onto Cardone University as a team of himself and 5 other real estate agents, and he's having a hard time making sure that they actually hold to it and dig deep into the training. So I was wondering if you could give me some advice on what you've done for your team." So this is what I would say. For one, if you're a team lead, when it comes to any type of education, whether it's Cardone University or something else, any type of education that you're going to provide to your team, this is the way I view it. Okay, you're on our team, or you came to us. This is why we created a team. The number one reason why we created a team, we wanted to come together. There was a group of us that wanted to come together. We wanted to lock on and tie our boats together in order to outspend, outmarket, outmaneuver, outwork, and outdo everybody in any market that we choose to take over. Okay, so we're basically, it's a group of individuals that have come for this cause. If you're showing up to win, you're showing up to produce on our team, you want to be a part of something bigger than yourself, you want to move into markets with a team and swarm those markets and own them, then you have to produce. Part of producing is education. That's a truth. I'm a deep believer of lifelong education. If you're not learning, you're basically making decisions based off of what you have in here. If your information that you have available, or the actual data that you have available, is limited, then you're going to do limited work. You're going to produce a limited amount of return. That's why education is so important. You should be getting educated all the time. I've done previous videos where I talked about whether it's me going to seminars. I read 3 books a month at a minimum. I listen to a minimum of 2 podcasts per day, and I do audiobooks as well. I always listen to 1 to 2 audiobooks per month on top of the books that I'm reading. You have to be educating yourself, because the more information that you could smash into here, the more concepts, ideas, and thoughts you can have to maneuver around challenges and objects. So let me talk a little bit about the military, because as you know, I was in the military for 20 plus years in the Marine Corps. I retired out of the Marine Corps. If you're looking at waging war, and honestly, I kind of view it like that. We're waging war. We're trying to go into markets and dominate them, right? If you're looking to wage war, do you want to learn how to fight when you get into combat? Or do you want to learn how to fight before you get there? So the reason why we were out there on the rifle range, we're always shooting our rifles. We're always trying to learn how to tweak them this way, that way. You get comfortable with it. The reason why we're going and putting ourselves in environments of loud explosions and gunfire and crawling around in the dirt and walking through the mountains in the dark is you don't want to learn how to have that exposure while you're getting shot at, while you're in combat. You're trying to expose yourself through education. You're exposing yourself to as many things as possible. So when you're hit with something, when you're actually put into the scenario of you're in it and you're working, right? You're not caught off guard. It's just you've already had that experience. You're going to have to adjust because now it's real. But it's no different than when people are trying to learn their scripts on the phone when they're cold calling. That's not the time to learn your scripts. You should be role playing prior to that. You shouldn't be showing up to a listing appointment and learning how to go through your listing book. You should have already been going through your listing book and you should know it. You shouldn't be trying to figure out objections as they're thrown at you. You should be trying to learn about objections and objection handling before you get there. It'll give you the experience to where even if it's something you haven't dealt with, because you've dealt with similar things, you're able to adjust quickly and actually make the sale. That's the biggest reason why we turned on Cardone University. That's the biggest reason why we created KSA University. That's the biggest reason why we worked with the Grant Cardone team to create Blitz University. Because I deeply believe in that. So if you're a team lead and your agents are not wanting to educate themselves, especially if you're providing a product to them that's going to double their business and teach them sales, that's going to make them better, then I personally would question, well, then why are you here? So do you want to be a part-time agent or do you want to be a producing agent? Well, Chris, I want to be a producing agent. Okay, so you say you want to be a producing agent, but you're not willing to educate yourself to produce more. You don't feel an obligation to learn so you can actually become better. You don't feel a deep burning desire to become a master at what you do. You don't feel overwhelmed or obsessed with the idea that you have to get as much information as possible so you are absolutely the right person that this client wants to work with, or they trust you to sell something for them, in our case, homes, because you're so good at sales. So as a team lead, if somebody was telling me that, and I would position it that way, so is that what you're saying? Well, Chris, no, I'm not saying that. Then why are you not spending 10 to 15 minutes per day? 10 to 15 minutes per day to become better. Well, I don't know. Well, then I would question why you should still be allowed to stay on the team. You really, if I hear somebody and they tell me they don't want to spend 15 minutes a day on educating themselves to become a better version of themselves in order to create more sales and to take care of their family and actually ethically and emotionally be a better person in our community as far as the real estate community, if somebody tells me that, then they want to be a part-time agent. They don't want to be part of a team. They just want to sort of hang out and maybe sell 1 or 2 homes a year. So I would say, look, here's your options. Either change the way you think to become a better agent, or you can't stay on our team. I will find somebody else that wants to become the best. Somebody else that wants to take the products that we're providing that costs a lot of money. If you look up Grant Cardone University, it's about $1,000 a month per person. So if you're not willing to take advantage of that, somebody else will. That's how I would position somebody if they were on our team and they weren't taking advantage of the products that we're providing them to make them a better person, because it has nothing to do with the product. It has everything to do with that person's mindset. So you as a leader, you need to find a way to lead. And I can't explain this enough. Maybe it was because I was in the Marine Corps for so long. You can say you're a leader all day, and I see a lot of real estate agents that say they're leaders, and especially brokers. This is why I'm not a huge fan of a whole lot of brokers. You can say you're in charge. You can say it's my brokerage, it's my team all day. If nobody is following you and nobody is going down the path that you're guiding them on to succeed and win, you're not leading appropriately. So I would say, A, start with you. You need to find a way to better position that person to really impress and express the importance of education in order to become a great real estate agent. Then they need to start working on their mindset in order to change the way that they really view money, to change the way they really view taking care of their family, and to change the way they view actually building a business. Because if they can't change that way, they might as well just go get a normal job, because the real estate industry is not easy, and it will chew them up, spit them out, and not even blink an eye. All right, so that's my recommendations to you. If you want to check out Cardone University, go on Grant Cardone's page. You can Google it. You know, he's got a ton of great information. His books. I was actually going to do another video here pretty soon. I just finished the 10X book for the second time. I read a book and then I listen to it on audiobook. So the second time on audiobook, fantastic. I was going to give a book review. I'm a big fan of a lot of the stuff that he does, so I'll be putting that out here pretty soon. And if you have any questions on Blitz University or KSA University or how we set it up, I can get you in charge. If you're a broker or a team lead, I can set you up with Corey. Would love to hook you up with that guy. He's just a wealth of knowledge, and he's changed our business in a huge way. If you're a guy that you're just alone and you want to join this type of training at cost, like for me, with Blitz U, because we've stood up multiple things, it's actually only costing us $100 per month per person because we have so many people in now. I could hook you up with Blitz University as well. That's not a problem. So that's what I got, Corey. Thanks for giving me a call. If you end up seeing this, I hope this helps out you and your client or for future clients. And if you're watching this and you're a team lead and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm excited, I need to figure out how to do more leadership, do me a favor. Like, share, comment down below. Shoot me your questions that you might have on leading a team or building a team. And I'll make sure that either A, I create a video, or just call me on my cell phone and we could talk about it. Maybe I could help you out. That's all I got today. KSA Kris, Real Estate Blitz. And check me out on YouTube, Facebook, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.